All right, how we doing? It's TV8 Summit Sunrise Outside TV. My name's Tyler. We're here with Dan from the CSU Extension Program. How are you, Dan?
I'm real well, thanks, Tyler. Good morning.
Good morning. So we're talking about tough subjects today. We're talking about wildfire. Unfortunately, it is part of our lives in Colorado, and we're certainly this time of year. So just kind of give us an idea of kind of what we're working with right now.
We're working with a dry environment.
Yep.
So people often say it snowed recently, not that recently, a couple weeks ago, but it's rained a few times recently. That absolutely helps. That wettens our vegetation. But if we think about some of the reservoirs, maybe people have seen down the Colorado, it's Lake Powell, our reservoirs are really, really low. And that's indicative of, a lack of water over time. So real quickly, weather is what we see out the window. That's the rain and the snow. And drought is more geologic times time, right? It's duration. And so what's going on out there? We have to be careful because wildfire is the topic.
Yep. So we've got it. We know it's part of our lives. We've had them here in the county. We had just that massive one a couple of years ago, just north of town. Let's talk about mitigation. What can we do on our in front of my house at my personal level? What can I do to help mitigate those risks in the county?
You know what? There's action opportunity for everyone, and that's what's really cool. We all have the opportunity to participate in the wildfire issue, and that is to do action on your own property. And we know that fire, once it hits a neighborhood, houses burn, and then houses burn houses, burn houses. We want to keep fire out of neighborhoods, so creating defensible space is the key. I always like to say we're just going to push the forest back from your house. And some people want to hide their homes within the forest. I mean, we came to Summit County, we want to be in the trees. And I often say, you still get the forest. It's surrounding us. The White River National Forest is everywhere. It doesn't have to be in your backyard.
Okay. So what is the best way to make those defensible spaces? What's the way to actually create that?
Sure thing. Really, it's the free stuff. So we have sort of tiers, right? There's free, there's moderate expense, there's very expensive. Very expensive is replacing your roof. Moderate expensive is maybe taking down an entire tree. The free, the more equitable or attainable way to go is just to cut branches and mow grasses.
Okay. And so we get those, we can get them out to the curb. The chipping program comes through. You guys get those all taken away from the curb for us. Where do we go to find a schedule on all that information?
Sure thing. If you go to the county's website /wildfire,
okay.
There's /chipping. There's all kinds of wildfire information on that county extension page. So the chipping program you brought up, if people were to cut branches and set them curbside in the specific week that our chipping crew is coming through, we'll chip them on site and take it all away. So you do the work and we help you get rid of it. And all that information is on the website.
Excellent. So that's a way to physically be able to help and to do that and to create that defensible space in your home and in your own area. But I think probably the bigger overarching theory right now, or the big concept, is just to kind of start that conversation, the information on wildfire safety, on what we can do to try and be safe about it, what we can do to prepare ourselves for it to not happen. Or like you said, we're doing a great job when nothing happens, when we don't have the fire, right?
And I can say you're welcome.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it is preparation, what you just mentioned. And there are tiers. There is a program called Ready, Set, Go. Okay. And Ready, Set, Go is really indicative of what we all ought to do. Ready is create a plan, communicate with the people you live with, get an idea of how you're going to move forward if there's an incident. Set, oh, by the way, on the Ready, is prepare your evacuation kit along with your communication plan. Set is there's an incident occurring and you have maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, maybe a half an hour to an hour, and you're prepared to do what the police officers or what the sheriff says to do. And that's the go part leads to evacuation. So we mentally prepare and educate ourselves on how to react, how to participate in a calm, controlled manner once it occurs.
I think that being the key component there is the calm. It's the sheriff's going to get you to where you need to go. The police are going to direct you where you need to go. Just make sure that you've done the steps that you can to prepare so that, like you said, ready, set, go when the time comes.
Right. And we don't all act crazy and end up having crashes on the roads, and that impedes everyone.
Right.
So, we're looking forward to having a good, healthy summer. We like to celebrate with fire, and that's wonderful. Fire is good for us. When it's out on the landscape, fire can be challenging, dangerous, and we want to protect life, property, and infrastructure. So do what you're supposed to do. Don't be the problem, be the solution.
Yeah, we were talking about before we started filming, it feels like we do this every spring where we get to start off with no fire ban, then inevitably something happens. So just please be cognizant, folks out there, as you're celebrating over the weekend, as you're camping. Just be smart about what you're doing. Make sure you're getting your fires put out. Make sure you're being conscientious of what it is you're doing and how you're going about it. Dan, what else do you want to leave us here before we end the segment today?
I think action is really, really important. Educating yourself about the issue and listening to what's going on all around us. Talk with your neighbors and be a good steward and help us all enjoy this wonderful place that we live.
Excellent. It was great listening to you this morning, Dan. Truly appreciate you. Make sure you go to the website there, summitcountyco.gov/wildfire for more information. Be prepared. Dan, thank you for stopping us in. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.